I'm the Hooded Lid and welcome to my channel. You remember the Sephora Sale, don't you? I do. I love the Sephora Sale. This year I really tried, well not this year, this sale, I really tried to rein it in, not do backups that I didn't need, don't go crazy, don't buy palettes that look beautiful but I know I'm not going to be able to make work because I'm not a genius with that. So I didn't do a lot, but I wanted to get back to you and let you know how it all worked out. So first off is the Pretty Vulgar Cool AF foundation. I really like this, but I have to admit I might have been seduced by the fact that Tati loved this. And on second application I thought it might be a little bit too light, but kind of like an icy too light, whereas this I think is a little too light, but it's not icy. It's hard to explain, but I'm going to give this another try. I'm not 100% convinced on this one. Then on the other hand, you know, I got the Fenty Pro Filter Hydrating Longwear, which I love, and I thought, well, it makes sense to have something for right now that is a dewy finish, and then something for later that's a little bit more matte finish. It won't be matte on me because of all my skincare. And this would be lighter because I'll probably be a bit more fair. And I just felt like it was a good balance, but maybe I'm buying something before I need it. I'm not sure. I'm being so careful about not buying things that I'm not going to use. So that's one. And I'm also good about returning things that I'm not going to get a lot of variety out of. So the Viseart palette, I think it's Pro Palette 5, the Soleil, had 3 gorgeous colors. It had the purples, 2 purples, and 1 yellow, and I love them. And I put together a really fun look on that I got compliments from, which is always nice and a little weird. But the 2 colors that are kind of like watermelon reddish or watermelon orangish, I thought one was a matte and the other was a shimmer slash glittery, and it wasn't. One was a shimmer and the other one was, you know, somewhat metallic. And for me that's really hard when you're hooded, or for my particular taste, when you're hooded you have not a lot to do with shimmer because you don't see it and you're not going to put it in your crease. You could put it on the outer V, but I'm so deeply hooded I don't do outer V's the same way, you know, a normal person does. So those 2 colors didn't work, and then there was a gold, and then there was like a champagne gold, and I have a million of those, as we all do. And I decided that just that one look wasn't enough for me to keep the palette. On with the glosses, because I wrote it down. Charlotte Tilbury Magic Away. So this, I was in the Sephora Sale store, and I was trying things on as I want to do, and I looked in the mirror, I'm like, oh my god, my under eyes look horrible. So I grabbed that because I had heard someone on YouTube say just a few days before, I don't know why people aren't talking about this, the delivery system's awful, but the product is good. I put it on and it was good, so I decided, okay, I'm going to buy it. I got home and I put it on and it creased immediately. I mean 5 minutes. It creased not up here, but where the very thick skin of the cheek and the very thin skin of the under eyes meet, creased immediately. So I kind of buffed it out, powdered it, creased again. And I tried it like 3 more times. I tried on my other under eye stuff first and let that dry. So I was kind of recreating the first time that I put it on, and that didn't work. And at the end of the day, even though I like the fact that it's not drying and it has a lot of coverage on me, it creased and it did it fast. I mean, my stuff creases, but at least it waits for a couple of hours. It's so rude to crease in 5 minutes. Please. The Pat McGrath eye pencil, of course I kept that. I use this pencil almost every day, and you know, I'm not quite done with it, but that's a backup that I need. I love keeping, kept. The Gucci Memoir d'Onde is a beautiful scent. I've already spoken about it in a little review. It's beautiful. I got a roller ball. I'm almost done with it. I have been putting it on the last few days again every day, and I really do like it, but it is so incredibly subtle. It doesn't, especially in rollerball form, you really can't smell it for very long unless you're doing this. So I could just walk around like this, smelling my arm, but as far as I put it around my neck, my clavicle, my arms, the whole shkabeel, and I only did it maybe 2 hours ago. It doesn't hang around. So if you had bought an atomizer, it might last longer, but I'm not sure I want to buy it because so far I'm feeling like this doesn't last. But it's a beautiful, beautiful scent, and maybe I'll look at it next summer. But yeah, we're working into fall, and I like something with a bit more punch in the fall. The Josie Maran sunscreen. I did not return this. I love this. I've had 3, this is my 3rd bottle of it. It's not something I use every day. If you use the correct amount of sunscreen, you should be using about a 1/4 teaspoon in order to get the SPF on the label. A 1/4 teaspoon of that stuff and makes your face really, really shiny, and it doesn't work very well under foundation unless you throw a lot of powder on it. So for me, I use it when I wake up and I'm going to go outside, like water the plants, take my dog for a walk, go for a hike, and will do my skincare later on. Then I'll put that one on because I'll get a little bit of moisturization. It's really moisturizing, it smells great, but for me, it's not easy under foundation. I did put it on today, and I did have to powder a lot, so I'm getting a nice radiant look, but a little more powder than I wanted. It's workable for the everyday. I just have other things that are not as difficult to work with. But I kept it. I love it. I'll keep on buying it. All right, the Laneige Cream Skin Toner. This little buddy. I really, really like it. This has, I think it's meadow foam seed oil in it, fairly high up, like the 4th ingredient or so, and it has rice extracts and camellia leaf extracts. Rice extracts can lighten and brighten the skin. It can also, depending on how it's used, what formulation, can help with a really gentle kind of exfoliation, almost like an AAH, not like a mechanical. And oh, and the camellia is something that is used a lot in Korean skincare, but it's really unclear what exactly it does. For some reason, things that are very popular in Korean skincare, when you go to look them up, they don't really tell you the benefits like other ingredients do that are more common in Americans. So here comes helicopter. I'm not sure what the benefits are, but I know it's used in a lot of Asian skincare, even Tatcha, which is Japanese derived, although I think it's an American company, to tell you the truth. I don't think it's a Japanese company, but they're inspired by the geisha. It's their whole line has camellia leaf involved. But this is really, really interesting. Because of the oil in it, it is both moisturizing and hydrating. So if you have oily skin, and I don't care how old you are, but let's assume you're in your 20s, you have oily skin, you wash your face, you put on your vitamin C, because everybody should be wearing vitamin C, and then you put this on and you actually might be good to go, except you have to put on your sunscreen, of course. But if you have normal skin, again, I would probably use this after my serums because the oil could be occlusive and you don't want the serums to be hindered by an oil. So serums first, even though this is thinner than any serum I have used, you don't want this to get in the way. Don't let the thinness trick you into thinking, oh yeah, I'll put on my serums afterwards. Serums first, then this. Okay, from Olaplex, I got 4, 3, and 6. I got the shampoo, I got the treatment, and I got the thing you put in after you wash your hair. The shampoo I really like. The thing after you wash your hair, I love. My hair is huge after I wash it, especially if I don't blow dry it. It looks a little crazy. Not really in a good way. You know, there's crazy in a good way, crazy in a bad way. And I just put some in my palm, probably more than I should, but I do have a lot of hair, and just kind of grace it. And then when most of it's gone, I don't rub it through, I'm just touching the hair. Then I'll go to the ends and kind of rub it into the ends, and I love it. It's a godsend. And as for the treatment, I've only used it once. It seems okay. I think I'd have to use it a couple of times. It's not something you're supposed to use too often. And I had done my roots the other day, so I didn't use it when I did that. And I only wash my hair once a week. I know that sounds horrible to a lot of people, but I don't want to damage my hair by washing it 3 times a week. And because my hair is so thick and long, it takes a long time to wash it. I have to kind of get it wet in sections and then put the shampoo in. Or sometimes I'll get it wet in one section, put shampoo in, fold the hair over, get another area wet, put shampoo in. It's an effort. It's a calorie burner to wash my hair, so I only do it once a week. So I haven't used it again, but if you would like to hear back from me on that, let me know. I'll be happy to share. But so far, I'm really liking the Olaplex products. I will say when I bought it, the SA told me she found that they were too heavy for her hair, but her hair is fine and she doesn't have a lot of it. So I'm recommending to you based on your hair type. It may not work if you have thin hair or fine hair. This is the Sephora Core Diffuser. Is that what it is? Pro Core Diffuser. I love this. I'm so delighted. I have some foundation brushes, but they're all like, they don't really do anything for me. This I thought worked really great with my Kevyn Aucoin Balm sample. I could just kind of stick it in there. But I tried this the other day when I was retesting my previous Charlotte Tilbury foundation. And then the day after I tried it again with a beauty blender. And let me tell you something, the coverage with this 1,000 times better. I love, love, love this. If you don't have a foundation brush that you really love that works for you, I would really consider giving this a try. Really like it. And I don't know if Sephora still has the deal, but when I bought it, it was if you bought a foundation, you would get half off on one of their foundation brushes. So I got that deal as well as the 20% off. So that was a great deal for me. I've already talked about it, the Fenty Pro Filter Long Wear Hydrating Foundation. Could you guys please do something to make your names longer? I'd appreciate it. I love this. I love the color, which is a big thing for me. I love the finish. It's, you know, I tested those others, the Anastasia and the Natasha Denona X, and they all have the same finish, but the color is better for me, and it somehow looked like it kind of filled my pores out and left my skin smoother looking. I really, really, I can't say enough about this. Again, my skin is aging. I'm not dry, but I'm not producing the oils and hyaluronic acid and all that other stuff. And for me, this works just fine. In fact, how dare I? It works great. Laura Mercier's Secret Camouflage, a favorite of Lisa Eldridge, who I admire greatly. Oops. Love this. I think I got it in shade 3, and I don't use it a lot, but I bought it because I thought I could start using some of my less coverage foundations and just hit the areas of the broken capillaries and the sun damage and leave everything else kind of sheer looking. I've used it several times. I don't use it every day, but I do not regret buying this. I'm so glad I have this in my arsenal. I just consider it like a tool that I can turn to when I'm having problems instead of trying to build foundation, which oftentimes ends up looking like you didn't blend your foundation well. It's like building in a small area when you're using a sheer foundation that can build, ends up looking like you just didn't blend everything out, if that makes sense. So I like to just go through with this with a very, very small brush and just kind of pinpoint certain areas. So not everyday use, but something, it's a trick, you know, it's a tool in your arsenal. I'm glad I have it. Don't regret it. I think that's it. I am looking at my list here that went over my receipts. I didn't want to pull everything else out. I did get the Kevyn Aucoin Balm, but I didn't buy it at Sephora, so I don't think it really counts, but let's say it did. I really, really love this foundation. I do think it's the teeniest bit too light for me, so I will probably be wearing it a little bit more in a couple of weeks as the weather gets cooler and the days are shorter, but I like it a lot, and I'm tempted to get it in another color, but I don't know if I'm going to, because when I bought this, I got samples of this, their first foundation, and I really like that too. So, as you can see, my rabbit hole into foundation apparently is not complete. Anyway, I want to thank you so much for spending some time with me, checking in, seeing what's going on, watching my video. I hope it was helpful to you. The idea is not, this is what I bought, but this is how it worked out. Oh, and of course I have a beauty blender, which we know how that worked out. And that can help you make decisions when you're shopping. I hope you come back again, and in the meantime, I'm wishing you a really great day.